Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say.
Hello, Bonjour and Bonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So, this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. I am Dr. Riel Ngunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So, if you're watching us online, please feel free to drop in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to gain from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on how to rise to greater heights. How to rise to greater heights. So, in North Carolina, we have Nishika F. Moulton. And in Chicago, we have Ana Del Castillo. In Florida, we have Renee DeVincenzo. I'm sorry, I just butchered your last name. So, okay, at this moment, I'm just going to let our speakers to introduce themselves. You can go ahead, Nichika.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Nishika Melton, and I am your simplified productivity coach. I want to start out by saying success isn't just a dream, it's a decision. And what I do is I coach high achievers to cut through the noise, execute with precision, and dominate their goals. And the result is always more peace, more productivity, and more profits. So thank you so much for having me. I am super excited about today.
Oh, wow, it's an honor to have you, Nichika. And really, it's like I'm already hearing your message. Thank you for being with us. And thank you for saying yes. I'm looking forward to hear more of your message.
Thank you.
You can go ahead, Anna, and please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Ana del Castillo, and I am a woman's rightness expert and certified coach. I'm a best-selling author of the book Unproblem Your Problem. I can say that because I had a lot of problems at a certain time in my life. I specifically work and love to empower women who are rock stars in their lives, but they wake up every single day feeling as though there's something wrong. They question themselves, especially in the world of interpersonal relationships. Like they're rock stars in the world, but when it comes to actually like family or friends or spouses or partners, there's just a little bit of confusion.
Oh, wow.
I'm thrilled to be here. When you asked me to do this, I could not say yes faster. And I hope everybody gets just a nugget for them that makes them feel a little bit more right, a little bit more empowered, a little bit more good in their own skin and in their lives.
I love that. Wow, what an honor to have you, Anna. Really, you are the change that we really want to see. Thank you for being with us. And I'm really looking forward to hear more of your message. You can go ahead, Renee, and please introduce yourself. And if you can slowly share your last name, I'll appreciate it.
Hey everyone, I am Renee DiVincenzo. You did awesome pronouncing my last name. It always does get a little bit out of sync there when people try to pronounce it, but you did a great job. I'm Renee DiVincenzo. I am from Palm Coast, Florida. I'm a business mentor and an entrepreneurial keynote speaker. I have been working with women for over 13 years, helping them to be empowered to greatness. As women, we wear so many different hats, and we are the ones that really, truly, mentally keep everything together. I always say men are physically strong, but women, we are mentally strong. And due to the empowerment that we bring forth as a women and what we bring to careers, to our families, I am here to help women to know that they can achieve whatever it is that they're putting their mindset to, overcoming those challenges, building their leadership in their business, but also for their families. And I am here to help women to have a stress-free life, but have the freedom that they enjoy and why they wanted to become a business owner and what their why is and what they want to do. So thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here and to meet everyone.
Wow, wow, what an honor, Renee. And I believe that our women out there are ready because I believe that you're already on fire. You just wanna the change that we really want to see in this world has already begun with you. So thank you for being with us, Renee. And I am excited that we have such a powerhouse of speakers, and more especially on the side of on the side of women, excuse me. We are You are all hungry to empower women, so thank you for being with us. So we're gonna get started. In North Carolina, we have Nichika F. Melton, who holds a Master of Education. Nichika F. Melton is a dynamic force of inspiration and empowerment. With a bachelor's in communication studies and a master's in education administration, Nichika's academic prowess is just the beginning. As a five-time published author, including Breaking Free, My Purpose is Waiting on Me, and Cut the BS, 7 Simple Strategies to Unlock Higher Productivity, she's transforming lives one page at a time. Wow, wow, that's quite interesting. Nichika's influence spans ministry, entrepreneurship, and real estate, where she ignites growth and prosperity. Whether speaking at events nationwide, parenting her 6 children with her husband, or coaching entrepreneurs to success, Nichika's passion shines through. She is a beacon of faith, resilience, and unwavering dedication, guiding others on their journey to greatness. Connect with Nichika today and embark on a transformative adventure today. So, kings and queens, please join me and welcome Nichika F. Melton.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I hadn't written that bio myself, I would probably have problems believing everything you said. But yes, I have had the honor and privilege of publishing 5 books, 2 solo, 3 collaboration books, mother and wife, mother of 6 children. We are a blended family, and anyone who has ever had blended families, they know that's a whole dynamic all unto itself. So when I say that I coach and I help my high achieving clients break through the noise, I mean exactly that. Being a multiple serial entrepreneur, real estate, owning my own firm, being a simplified productivity coach, the noise is always there, but helping you break through it, execute with precision, and dominate your goals is what I am here and ready to do. So let me pull this up real quick. I know that for many people that are watching right now, they saw the flyer, and that flyer said spiritual growth. And I know the elephant in the room is, what in the world does spiritual growth and simplified productivity, how in the world does that work together? Because I didn't get on this morning to be preached to. Well, what I want you to do, number one, is just breathe. Let your walls down, let your guard down, because I am not going to preach to you today. What I want to share with you is that there are a lot of definitions and assumptions about what spiritual growth is. I'm not going to go through all of that. What I'm going to start with is telling you what it is not, okay? Spiritual growth is not comparing yourself. And what we have a tendency to do is compare ourselves to other people, to their success. We are inundated with social media telling us what our goals are supposed to be, what our vision is supposed to be, what we're supposed to look like, dress like, act like, have, what we're supposed to do at a certain age. And if we're not doing it, then we're not doing anything at all. And so we compare ourselves to that. But we don't know, number one, what is actually the truth okay? Because you can take a picture and have the picture tell whatever story you want it to tell. And it doesn't have to necessarily be the truth. The other side of that coin is when we feel like we're not hitting the mark, we'll find somebody intentionally or unintentionally, I'm not saying which one, but we'll find somebody who may not be hitting the marks like we think we are, and we'll compare ourselves to them. And what that means is that in that moment, we feel like we found someone that's less than who we are. And that's not fair, because comparison is a debilitating and exhausting thing that tears away at our mental, emotional, and physical health. So spiritual growth has nothing to do with comparing. Spiritual growth is about faith, trust, and obedience. Now, I am a believer in Christ, so that's the angle that I'm going to come from, okay? That's me all day. And so what I'm going to say to you is, you have to have that faith in God. You have to trust the Lord Jesus Christ, and you have to obey the guidance of Holy Spirit. The whole reason that people can grab somebody else's goal or gravitate and try to walk in somebody else's vision is because you have not taken the time to actually write down and say, what does success mean and look like to me? How do I define it? And I'm here to let you know that you have that right and you have permission to define success for yourself. You have that permission and that right. And you also have the ability, no matter what anybody else has told you, to write out your vision. Write out that vision for yourself and feed your goals from that. Because let me tell you something. I know there are people on this call right now, and you are saying, I have been knocked down, beat up, tripped up, stepped on, stepped over, pushed down. And I understand because I've been there. I literally was that person at one point in time that when I got divorced from my first husband, I had no idea who I was. I knew how to turn that mask, how to switch that thing on when the lights came on. I knew how to be in that role when the lights and the camera, so to speak, lights, camera, action. I knew how to do it. But when I was by myself, I was depleted. I had lost my identity. I didn't know who I was, and I knew I had nothing else left to give. And if you have been in that lane, I want you to type me in the chat right now. Type me in the chat if that resonates with you. What I had done was I had allowed somebody to consistently tell me who I was, who I wasn't. And I spent so much time reinventing myself that I lost myself. How was that possible? Because I never took the time, I never took the authority, and I never gave myself permission to define success and write out my vision. I never actually sat down at the feet of God and said, how do you see me? You designed me for a reason. You put me on this earth for a reason and a purpose. And I've done everything but that. Show me me. And what he showed me, if I can be transparent, scared the crap out of me. What? I didn't want to believe it. I said, no. I can't be that person, because I was looking at where I was and not paying attention to the road that he was willing to take me down. So what I want to tell you today, where you are is not your end result. It is not your end game. Even if you have accomplished so many things, and you can say to me, oh, Miss Nishika, I have traveled, honey. I have the bank account. I have the things. I would ask you, how are you in here? How are you up here? What did you sacrifice to get to where you are? Did you know that you didn't have to give up your peace? Did you know that you didn't have to sacrifice your family? Did you know that you didn't have to give up your happiness? And did you know that you can get it all back through faith, trust, and obedience? I told you earlier that I coach high achievers and I help them cut through the noise. I told you earlier, I walked in that noise, baby, and it was loud. It was very loud. I told you earlier that I teach my clients how to dominate their goals. And we do that by crafting a vision that they are willing and able to walk in. Because you can come up with all the greatest ideas in the world, but are you willing to do the work to get it done? That's where I come into play. And I want you to remember this. Jeremiah 29:11 reminds us that God knows his plans for us, plans to prosper us and not to harm us, not to harm us. Prosperity, what does that look like? You determine what that looks like. We're so used to prosperity being about money and about houses and about cars. But when you can sleep at night and rest, when you have peace in your home and in your business, that is prosperity. And I'm that coach that I don't just focus on your professional and your career goals. Why? Because God is all about balance. We're also going to talk about the personal, that personal vision that you have for yourself, and bring that together. Balance is critical in your success and in your growth. It's not just about the professional and the career. Let me remind you, because if you focus on one area all the time, that's how you get overwhelmed. That's how you get depleted. That's how you get so frustrated that you don't want to go any further. That's how you sacrifice unnecessarily. It's not required. That's not what God requires from you. He actually says all throughout his word that we are to rest. We are to rest. So it is not healthy. I don't care what the guru says. Fire them. You cannot consistently burn the candle at both ends and think you're going to be okay. That is not how this thing works. There is a 2-letter word that it is so powerful that I want you to practice using. And that word is no. N-O. No. Don't feel so obligated to somebody that you don't feel like you can tell them no. I want you to remember this. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But no matter what it is, you still have permission to say no. You still have permission to protect your space. You still have permission to walk in the vision and the success that you have defined for yourself. What you don't have permission to do is take on somebody's weight, take on somebody's goals, or take on somebody's vision. Because you have been given just enough grace throughout the day to do what you need to do. And that's not being selfish. No, ma'am. No, sir. It is not being selfish. It is about protecting your space, knowing who you are, knowing whose you are, walking in that vision with confidence and boldness, and not just dominating the big, bodacious goal, but celebrating every success that you have every single day. Because there are some people that are listening right now, and you didn't give yourself credit for that person that you didn't cuss out yesterday. I know it happened. And I know somebody tried to test your gangster. I know they did. And you walked away. Celebrate that, because there was a time that you wouldn't. That's a goal. That's a personal goal. And as a simplified productivity coach, I help you realize that by walking in faith, trusting and obeying, there are parts of your life every day that are worth celebrating. There are goals that you are dominating and not even realizing it. There is a vision that you deserve to walk in. And it's the one that you craft, the one that you are willing and able to do. And that is why I am here to help you do just that. So don't get off of this live. Don't jump off. I want you to hang around to the end, because then I'll get to share with you how we can work together, no matter where you are in the world. Because greatness has not escaped you. Peace has not escaped you. It is actually staring you in the face on this morning because you decided to be on this live call. Once again, I am Nishika Melton. I am your simplified productivity coach, and I coach high achievers. You may not see yourself like that right now, but I'm telling you that you are. To cut through the noise, execute with precision, and dominate your goals. The result, more peace, more productivity, and more profit.
Wow, wow. It's just a drop the mic moment, Nishika. You've shared everything. You've shared from spiritual growth. Yes, many people when they see spiritual growth or trusting Jesus, they're like, yeah, she's ready to preach. But you're like, no, I'm not here to preach, but I'm just here to share with you that spiritual growth, it begins by trusting Jesus, trusting who God says that you are and whose you are. Don't just focus on who I am, but who do you belong to? You've
Yeah.
mentioned that spiritual growth is all about that faith, that increased faith in trusting God, trust and believe, and not comparing. We are not here to compare ourselves with the rest of the world, but we're here to complement one another. What a profound, much needed message. Thank you so much, Nishika, for sharing such a timely, needed message. Thank you. So from North Carolina to Chicago, where we have Ana Del Castillo. Ana Del Castillo is a women's rightness expert, Amazon bestselling author, speaker, storyteller, and a certified coach with a powerful story of resilience and transformation. Through her work, she empowers women to embrace their true selves, find their inherent rightness, and creates lives filled with authenticity and happiness. So, kings and queens, please join me and welcome Ana Del Castillo.
It's lovely to be here. It's interesting. When I spoke with you and setting up, I thought, all right, I could teach and I could do something a little different. I want to teach and I want to speak, but I want to tell a story inside of it. I'm going to get real intimate and tell you as though I'm talking to a friend. And there'll be a message at the end for this. There's a reason for it. So over 30 years ago at this point, which is amazing to me, I was living out my dream of being an actress and a singer. I was an actress and a singer on Broadway, and I was touring and et cetera, but I was living out my dream. And at the time I was in Les Miserables. I was a swing on that show. And a swing, if you don't know anything about that, it means that I understudied all the women. So it was like my dream come true to do that. And it was amazing. That was one of those things that I like set my sights and I was like, I'm going to do that thing. And I did it. So I was doing that, and then I got a call one night from my brother Danny at 3:00 in the morning when I was in a particular state performing, and he told me that my hour father and brother had both been killed in our hometown of Miami. So my father and my brother, so they had both been killed in a terrible way. My father owned his own import and export business. And my brother Alberto, our brother Alberto, worked with him and for him. And I didn't know this at the time because I was doing my own life and my father protected me from that. Things hadn't been going well at work for them. And so one of them made a sort of shady deal, and that deal had been so shady that one night after work, some men came in, took them from the office into the warehouse, and then tortured them and killed them. He had my father watch as his favorite son died and perished before him. And he wasn't just my father's favorite son, he was my favorite. My brother Alberto was everybody's favorite. In fact, when he was a kid, his actual name was Angel, but he didn't like to be called Angel. He liked to be called Alberto. But he was our angel. At the time, I had been in a fight with my father. I had good reasons to be in a fight with my father. And I remember the day he died, I had this overwhelming instinct to call him and tell him that I loved him, to call my brother. And I was like, no, I will not do it. I will not do it. And the moment I found out that information, I went to my knees and I was like, I didn't tell my father that I loved him. And it devastated me. My life, after I had been literally singing all over the world. I'd been singing for presidents. I'd been performing. I was the first one on the dance floor, the first one to laugh, the first one to do everything. After that happened with my father and my brother, my life got really small. I got off the road a couple of months later. I could barely sing. I could barely leave my own home. I became agoraphobic, and I developed, unbeknownst to myself at the time, a panic disorder. And if you've never had a panic disorder, it's the weirdest thing. You literally panic about the possibility of being in panic. It's a very strange thing. And I'm going to say something very weird, given that I just said all of that really, really sort of awful things. I was very lucky. I am very lucky. I have and had at the time amazing friends who dealt with me like I was going through something very challenging, which I was, but they also were like, let's just listen. They let me speak, they let me be, and they just sort of dealt with me like, this is a bad patch you're going through. And one of those friends, my friend Sandy at the time, apropos of nothing, said, you know what? Whenever any of us hears the other person say, I've always wanted to do X or I've always wanted to do Y, the other person then becomes responsible for making sure that they do that. And I was like, okay, I'm barely leaving the house. Why not? I'll take that on. And so again, a few months later, apropos of nothing, she said, you know what? I've always wanted to go skydiving. And I was like, are you kidding me? Skydiving. I was barely leaving the house and I thought, okay. Integrity has been a big deal. It's always been a big deal. And so I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I knew that if it was just going to be she and I, that I was never, ever, ever going to jump from a plane. And so I thought, okay, how do I do that? I'm just going to ask as many people as I know. I would literally go around and be like, hi, my name is Anna. Would you like to go skydiving? Hi, my name is Anna. Would you like to go skydiving? Hi. And I ended up getting like 9 people to come with us. So the day comes and we drive. It's about 2.5 hours. I was living in New York at the time. And it was about 2.5 hours into New Jersey. And I didn't have a car. We had 2 cars. One was a Metro neon green, like a Metro Geo, and the other one was this old Monte Carlo. And we just like drive out. And when we get there, the woman who drove the Monte Carlo didn't have anything other than an American Express. The place didn't take an American Express. So she said, I'll be right back. She never came back. So we're like all of us in the middle, and this is before Uber, right? This is before any of those things. So we're all like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And out of the corner of my eye, while we're just like conferring like dunces, out of the corner of my eye, I see this beautiful, like, I don't know, he looked like he was 20 feet tall and 2,000 pounds of pure muscle. He looked like Paul Bunyan. He was just absolutely beautiful. He came over and he was our jump master and he was Australian and I just thought to myself very inappropriately, I was like, you look like you eat Vegemite and vagina for breakfast every day. And hello, I'm here. So, but nothing. So then he's our jump master, and he teaches us how to jump for like 30 seconds. It's ridiculous. It's basically 30 seconds of like, you put your foot here, you do this, and I'll see you up there. Then we get these jump onesies on, and we go into this outdoor waiting room. And I'm starting to hyperventilate. And I start to think that I'm going to run after the woman with the Monte Carlo. But there was something remarkable in the time that I was there while I was watching people fly up and jump, especially the people that I had come with. Every single one of them, when they landed, had the wattage. It was like their light was really high and had the wattage of their light turned up to maximum. And I knew that I did not have that anymore. And so I was like, I'm going to do everything in my power to stay here and make sure, because I want that. And so my name eventually gets called, and I walk over, and I don't even know how. I'm just a floating head walking over because I'm completely out of my body. And I get into the plane, and the plane is a ridiculously small plane. My back is to the pilot's seat, and basically my feet are like practically touching the back of the plane. And my jump master and me are in there, plus the pilot. And as we're flying up, my adrenaline, have you ever had so much adrenaline in your system that your heartbeat is going really fast and you can't even hear anything in your ears? And I have this very strange response to all of the adrenaline in my system. And I hadn't sung in a long time, but in that moment, I started to maniacally sing. And in that moment, I started to sing this particular song over and over and over again, this one section. I'm going to do it here. So God help us all. All right. It was from Les Mis. But the tigers come at night, with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart, as they turn your dream to shame. I did that part over and over and over again like a crazy person while I was in that plane, trying to figure out what I was moving through. So we get into position. We get into like air position to finally be able to jump. And we get into place right where the door is, and I sort of crotch. Because he's my jump master, he's literally going to tie himself to me, because it's not like a regular jump, it's one of those like tandem jumps. And he opens up the flap of the plane, and it's freezing air. And it was summer when I jumped, but for some reason up there it's freezing. And at that moment, I legitimately started to like freak out. I started to have like a real panic, and I was like, I can't. I started to scream, and I started to panic. I was like, I can't do this. And he could have, because he was huge, could have just like grabbed me and thrown me out of the plane with him, and he would have just done the jump fine. But he did not do that. He wrapped himself around me. I'm telling you, he was an angel. He wrapped himself around me and whispered in my ear, I know you're terrified, but I promise you I'm going to get you down in one place. You are safe with me. And I start to sob and weep. We're having this beautiful moment up in the sky. I'm just completely surrendered. And then finally he's like, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Then we get to genuine jump position, which is, it's crazy. It's the most insane thing. You have one foot on the wing, a knee in the plane. You are just like straddling the air. And he's like, ready? Yes, ready. And we go and we jump away from the plane. And I could see the plane leaving as we're falling. And then he turns me over, and it's just, the earth comes at you pretty fast. Well, by the way, when I don't know if you've ever done it, but the earth comes at you very, very fast. And your like lips are wrapped around, like literally it's like air is just wrapped around your face. It is crazy. And my brain could not handle all that. I was like, I said, all the guilt, all the shame, all the horror, all the soul, like all of it just like pierced it. And then finally, I couldn't handle that in the best way. It was bigger. It finally calmed down. Peace. And by the way, the noiselessness up there, because we had pulled the ripcord, and it was this like quiet that does not exist on like the ground. It's only up there. So he said, hey, do you want to bring us in? And I was like, absolutely. And so I brought us in right onto the ground, and I saw my friends, they ran over to me, and I knew the wattage of my light was up to maximum. We just sort of like all hugged together and got into that ridiculous neon metro geo. We didn't even drive home. We just like floated home, like into our lives, trying to figure out next steps. I say all of that story because at the darkest of moments, and I'm telling you, that was one of every single woman who's about to share, any woman who's literally, it's like, I hear their stories and I know the darkness that they were inside of. What saved me was the courage to jump from a plane. I don't care what plane you jump from. The courage to be with people, especially nowadays, community. Thank you so much, by the way, for you building this community for all of us. Having everybody be responsible for the other person. I got you. Do you got me? Yes. And then having some relationship to something bigger than ourselves that wraps themselves around you and says, I got you. You'll be down safe, I promise. I know for me, in my work, I do that for women every single day. Give hope, wrap myself around you and go, I got you. This is how you're going to get back down to earth and have the wattage of your light turn back to maximum. Wherever you are in your life, I promise you that it will get better. Be with people, take the next step, and jump from whatever plane you're terrified to jump from.
Oh my goodness, the end. Oh no, I'm still taking notes. Wow. Wow, Anna. Thank you so much for sharing, your life adventure really with us. Where you've been, what you've gone through, and how you overcame that. You've mentioned, like in my mind, I'm like writing the power of community. You've mentioned the power of having that support system. You should be able to jump off from that plane. Whatsoever was holding you back, jump off, release it, and create that life filled with authenticity, and create that happiness within. What a profound, much needed message. Thank you so much, Anna, for sharing this. Thank you. So now from Chicago to Florida, where we have Renee DiVincenzo.
Yay! Practice, you're doing great.
Today I've really mastered this. So as a passionate business mentor and an entrepreneurial keynote speaker, Renee brings over 13 years of experience empowering women entrepreneurs. Her background includes a successful 10-year career as a sales director with Mary Kay Inc., where she earned 3 career cards and was inducted into the prestigious Queen's Court of Sales. Certified in administration, management, and business mentoring, Renee understands the leadership and dedication needed for success. Her mission
Thank you. I love the music.
Her mission is to help women achieve a harmonious balance between work and life, enhance their leadership capabilities, and optimize workflows for sustainable business growth. So, kings and queens, please join me and welcome Renee DiVincenzo.
Yeah, thank you so much. You've read that beautifully. And I'm just really excited to be here. When I look back at my journey, and a lot of people say, what is an entrepreneurial keynote speaker? It is our journey of life. It's where we are, where we have been, where do we want to go? And I know today I'm going to be speaking about the secrets to achieve that work-life balance. But when you think about balance, where did it start from? It didn't start from just now. It actually started from when we were very young. It was how we were raised. It was what we saw, how we looked at things, what was taught to us. Some of us can be the best time management strategists in the world out there, and we are just getting everything done. And the majority of us, especially as women, it's trying to get it done, trying to figure out why we do what we do. And when I think about habits and my own habits, would you believe if I were to tell you I never, ever wanted to own a business? Never wanted to work for myself. I just wanted that 9 to 5 job. It was the most simplest thing to do. You go to work, you come home. And when I look back at why wouldn't I ever want to own a business? Well, it is because my parents owned a business. Coming over from Europe, I lived in Queens, New York. They had a bakery. And to them, and the way my upbringing was, is that there is no time for failure. You have to do it right. You have to do it right the first time. And that was a fear to me. And when I look at that, like, uh-oh, I don't want to fail. So guess what? The best thing is just not to be a business owner. But little did I know it was in my blood. And when I graduated high school, I became a cosmetologist. Loved to do hair, loved the makeup, loved all of that. All my dolls had no hair, I will tell you that. All magic markers on their face. My mom wouldn't buy me anymore. But the sales aspect of it, when I became a cosmetologist, was I had to sell. I had to sell myself. I had to sell product. And I all had to have a time management system to be able to get everything done when I needed to get it done, because that's how you make money as a cosmetologist. But the one thing that I realized as time went on is that, did I have a strong foundation? And anything that we do in life, from our business to our family, how strong is that foundation? And how I came across that was when I still lived in New York. We came down here to Florida for vacation, and there were the hurricanes that had happened years ago. Before it happened, I would look at these beautiful homes and I would say, wow, I wonder if they would ever be able to uphold, a storm. Well, my answer. And when I came back, those beautiful homes, they weren't there. Their foundation was not strong. And I thought to myself, wow, they really didn't have a strong foundation. And that's when it hit me. When I was starting to work for myself, doing hair on the side, jumping into direct sales because I loved it. Can my business weather a perfect storm? And if I were to say to you, if I were to give you a magic wand, how would you plan your day to get what you want done? Because when it comes down to it, it's our habits. Do you know what your habits are? Do you understand why you do what you do? Are you a morning person? Are you a nighttime person? Or they say that night owl. I by far am not a morning person. I will tell you that, because when I wake up, it is coffee time, quiet time. I'm not one of these people that can get right away into my schedule and start doing what I want to do. I don't know why the afternoon is my power hour, but do you understand how you work? And that's the key to the secret of how do you balance. Because when we have a family, and for some of us who are moms or maybe even grandparents, you would be very surprised on how your family watches you, especially your children. How do you handle yourself when you wake up in the morning? Are you complaining already that you don't have enough time? Are you complaining that You have to go to work. And I only realized that years back when I was taking my daughter down to New York City. She wanted to go to FIT. And we were driving home one day, and she had said to me, I don't know what we were talking about. We were just talking about the scheduling and the time. She goes, well, I watched you a lot. And I learned from you. And for your child to say that, you're like, oh my gosh, that's just like an eye opener. What do you mean you learned from me? Well, I watched you a lot when you worked with your clients, when you were scheduling your appointments. So the first thing I'd want to say to you, what are your habits? Are you finding you're having enough time in your day? We only have 168 hours in 1 week. What are you doing with that time? A lot of times, what I find out is the biggest time waster we have is negative thinking. We never move anywhere when it comes to negative thoughts. It's like, imagine yourself on a foggy day, right? You're going outside and there's just nothing but fog, and you're looking at your car and you're thinking, should I drive today? Am I going to get to where I want to be? Do you know your left hand from your right hand and what directions? Because it's vision. What is your vision in what it is that you want to accomplish? And we cannot do that unless we understand how balanced we are. Can you identify what holds you back from areas that you are not being productive in? Why are we procrastinating? Do you procrastinate? And procrastination truly means not doing what we know we have to do. Now, we talked a lot about, as we heard about like how to say no and what are your boundaries. But the most important thing is, are you grounded? Now, I found this out for myself. Due to life changes, and we all have them, we could be in sections of our life. My husband's retiring soon. Do I still want to work my business? And by not being grounded, you're not getting the answers that we are wanting to find out. But the biggest thing is we still have that little flame that burns to why we are doing what we're doing. And that's understanding your purpose. What's your purpose with time? Is it working with you? Is it not working with you? I always look at making spaghetti, okay? Right? We have spaghetti, we open it up, right? What happens? Everything is in order. That's how everything is. What happens when you put that spaghetti in the pot? It starts to wilt. Those are the hiccups of life. Because what happens with our time and when we are trying to balance, it's not a perfect world. Can you handle the hiccups that are going to be coming in that day? What is going to be the answer to it? So by the time the spaghetti cooks and you're putting it on their plate, what do you see? Nothing but a bunch of stuff on your plate, spaghetti all over the place. And that's how we look at our day. Did we accomplish what we wanted to do? How do we put our daily routine together? So I am going to share with you that you can have that work-life balance, but you have to ask yourself, do you want it? Do you like living in chaos? Does chaos make you feel comfortable? These are the parts of identifying who you are, how you work, and what you want. Now, a lot of times we become what's called the burner. And what is a burner? We're always doing for everyone else, especially women. I don't know what it is, but everybody runs to us. Mom will know the answer. My husband, my wife will figure that out. And here we are trying to have a business yet too, especially working from home. And I always say a lot too when I work with women, if you are finding that your home is distracting, find a virtual workspace. Go to a place that makes you feel comfortable and productive, where you are not going to be weighed down in what is in your home, the laundry, the dishes. Did you put that in your time schedule to get things done? But when you know how you work, because a time management system is not a one size fits all.
It is really how you are spending your time and do you see it? Now, a lot of times too, how do you schedule or how do you see how you're working in a day? And there are systems that we could put in our computer that track our time. And we will actually see that we spend majority of our time on the internet, Amazon shopping, right? Social media, but we don't spend enough time in getting what it is that we want to do in that day. And this is where these systems come into, and I'm going to just teach a little bit about how do you achieve that work-life balance. Well, first of all, as I said, you have to identify who you are, how you work. You have to identify what it is that you need to do in this day to get done what you want to do for tomorrow. It's also understanding that organizational system. Now, we a lot of times feel we're unorganized. Well, it's not that we're unorganized. It's just that we don't have our time management system in place. It's for our family to understand our boundaries, right? Now, I'm married, I'm a grandmother, I have 4 beautiful grandchildren. There are times I have to fly to go visit my family, in Chicago, in Illinois, actually in Bourbonnais. And, I have my grandchildren here. And at times I have to give down that schedule to say, this is what I am doing. This is when I am available. But the biggest thing that holds us back is our fear. If we were to look at ourselves as a child when they're learning how to walk, right? Or they're learning how to crawl, they don't know fear. All they know is what they want. And then before you know it, they're walking, and we are going, oh my gosh, I hope they don't hit the coffee table. Oh my God, watch out. And if they fall down, you know what? They're getting back up. But as we grow and as we learn how it is that or who we are, that fear is always instilled in us. But if we had that mindset to use our time to be productive and to work each day to achieve what it is that we want to achieve, you know what? You are going to get there. You're going to understand, you know what? I can do this with my daily routine. But what is a daily routine? A daily routine is something that we do every single day. Meetings, workouts, whatever it is that's always consistent. That is a daily routine that you always have to put with. But think about the time where I think for me is that I can't go to the gym because that's too much time. But I know I need to go to the gym because it's going to help me stay toned, right? But why is that a mental block for me? And working as a mentor, which we all need, is helping women to understand, to accept what you need to accept in your day to be balanced to what you have to do with your family and what you need to do for your work, and how to stop the negative thinking and how we put that aside. And later, I know as we're going to be answering questions and so forth, you're only given so much in a day. And in an 8-hour day, we're only productive 6 hours because we're trying to figure out the first 2 hours what it is we need to do. So let's get your systems in place. Let's find out what it is that you want. And let's make your journey a journey to get you to where your vision is and your dreams.
Wow, Renee, you've shared almost all the secrets on how we can actually achieve our work-life family balance. You mentioned that we'll have to prioritize with purpose, and then we also have to set boundaries to protect our energy. And also, we also have to embrace flexibility without losing focus. What a profound, much needed message around maintaining that work-life balance. Thank you so much, Renee, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. I was looking at our audience online. They've really been inspired. They've been motivated through all of your messages. I can see Age Well, Die Well. She's saying, she's giving us all the love, all the, the hearts that we need, the motivation, the stars, and Annalise also giving us all the love. I can see Benoit watching, and Princess Sebe, she's saying that I'm so sorry to hear that for your loss. She was referring to Anna about her situation, losing her father and a brother. And Clela Goodwill, he's saying that prosperity, Mariah is saying that a spiritual growth. Honestly, our audience, they've been inspired, they've been motivated from all of your amazing messages. So to our audience online, if you happen to have any questions to any of the speakers, if you happen to have any questions for Nichika, for Anna, and for Renee, please drop your questions at the on the chat box, and then we're going to be able to attend to your questions at the end of the show. So it's not going to be a show without me showing up and showing off. I'm just kidding. I'm going to be the next and final speaker. But before I speak, what I'm going to do, let me see if I can get my bio. I'm going to share my bio with you, and then I will come back and speak. So please do enjoy. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainable. I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumelelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown international speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. She is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial N. Kunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, Following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial Nkunene.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Amazing. Because, following after you, I'm like, you've just set the bar high. Nishika started with sharing about spiritual growth, that in order for you to grow spiritually, you have to trust Jesus. So spiritual growth is all about faith. It's all about trust and belief, not comparing yourself with others, trusting who God says that you are, and trusting God in the midst of the chaos. And then Anna, on the other side, she shared everything really on the power of having that support system around you. And you have to take that courage in order for you to be able to jump off whatsoever is holding you back from actually going confident in the direction of your dreams. And then Renee, on the other side, she shared everything on the secrets to maintain a work-life balance. She shared that we'll have to prioritize with a purpose, and we also have to set boundaries to protect our energy. It's okay to say no whenever you are being given something that you can't just do. Just say no, and also embrace flexibility without losing that focus. So I'm gonna say, you know what? In order for you to rise to greater heights, you'll have to follow your passion. Follow your passion. Just ask yourself, what's holding you back from taking baby steps in the right direction? Is it fear? Is it procrastination? Is it distraction? Is it mediocrity? What's holding you back? Because there are many reasons why people don't reach their dreams. You must understand the issues that keep you away from actually achieving your potential success. It's good to know what's keeping you away from your dreams, as you can then try and work on it and improve. You can always try to change the way that you approach them. So what's holding you back? What's holding you back from going confident in the direction of your dreams? Kings and queens, it's so essential to assess your goals' progress. Once you identify the reasons why you are being held back from reaching your goals, you can then try and work on it and improve. But the good thing is that you can always conquer the motives if you recognize them. So being here, it shows that you are not willing to settle for that mediocre life. So don't let others stand in the way to your dreams. Kings and queens, you really don't have to see the whole staircase in life to get to the top, but you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great in life. So get started today. Get started today by following your passion. So if you're that entrepreneur, maybe who dream of reshaping the world through your business, and envision like several extra commas in your bank account, yet you find yourself like blocked in your journey to success, trust me, I am the answer. Oh, hi, by the way, I'm Dr. Rial Nkunene, and I'm not for the timid, but I'm the rocket fuel that your business needs to blast past barriers and rise to greater heights. So as your business strategist and optimizer, what I do is that I empower motivated professionals to discover their full potential and then shift them into growth overdrive. From owning 2 diverse companies to having experience as a CEO and guiding like Fortune 500 companies to helping multi-million-dollar enterprises, I believe that I have a distinctive talent for empowering high-achieving coaches, elite startups, and business leaders to become dominant forces in their industries, because I believe that the sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights, because I believe that we need to be in charge of our own driver's seat. We are the drivers here, no one else. So be the one in charge of your own driver's seat, because I know that many people, they know what their passion is, but they are kind of frustrated by the process of trying to turn their passion into profit. Whether you're running your own company, perhaps starting that new business, or maybe you're seeking that next promotion or job, you'll have to ask yourself this question to help you increase the financial rewards of doing what you truly love, what you're passionate about, and making a real impact out there. Ask yourself this question: what difference am I passionate about in making in others' lives. What difference am I passionate about making in others' lives? Notice I didn't ask you, what are you passionate about? But I just want you to determine the purpose of your passion, which is using it to positively impact the world. The type of drive it attracts, like opportunities that often lead to raises, job offers, and new business. So in order for you to be able to turn your passion into profit, you must fulfill the purpose that others need or want. When you focus on your passion, then try and find a way to allow your passion to impact others. In that way, trust me, you have a winning formula. So it's a wake-up call, kings and queens. It's a wake-up call to turn that passion into a career, to turn that passion into a profit. So it's a wake-up call. But when that alarm clock goes off, please, please, please don't ever hit the snooze button. Don't be like, I will wake up in the next 2 minutes. I will wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and turn that passion into profit? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to provide you with the 8 secrets that I've actually used to turn my passion into profit. So it's not going to be a secret anymore, because I'm going to share all the nuggets that you really want to hear about turning your own passion into profit. So if you follow the same system that I've actually used to build an income generating business, just doing what I truly love, what I'm passionate about, and making a real impact out there, trust me, you're going to be on your way to success. But one thing that you'll have to understand is that you can't give from an empty cup. You really can't give from an empty cup, but you need to fill up your cup first. And then from the overflow, you're going to be able to share with the world. You're going to be able to heal the world with your own very own humanity. So if you can, please write this down. Here are the 8 ways to go from passion to profit in no time. The first point is that you are allowed to dream big, but start small. Yes, dream big, but start small. Yes, in the early days of launching your own business, you are still in the learning stages. So you need to kind of test the waters first, and make sure that whatsoever you're going to be doing in that business is going to be scalable. Yes, you're allowed to dream big, but start small. And then point number 2, you'll have to write about your interest. Yes, write about your interest. One of the simplest way to go from just doing what you truly love to profiting from it is to write about it. So if you can, please go out there and get started with that book. Write a book if you can. Today, I am an multi-award winning author, more than 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. So it's possible. You can write that book, publish that book, and write another book, and publish that #1 best-selling book, and keep on writing. So write about your interest. And then point number 3, you can become an expert speaker. Yes, you can become an expert speaker. This is another way of turning passion into profit, by becoming a public speaker. And yes, some of the information that I'm sharing here, it requires some training, like becoming a public speaker. You can just learn from others who are already in that field, and then become a public speaker. And then point number 4, you can create something. Yes, you're capable of creating something. You can create a product, community, or a cause. And to turn your passion into profit, you could also create like a product, and the community building is another excellent way to profit from your passion. So go out there and create that Facebook group, like-minded individuals. And it's easier now than it was ever before to also create a course. Go online and create something, create that course, create a product, and create that community. And then point number 5, you can become a coach or a consultant. Yes, it's possible. You can become a coach or a consultant. So if you're wondering on how to actually monetize your passion and love being a leader and helping others, consider becoming a coach or a consultant on the subject that you're passionate about. If you're passionate about, like, for example, human rights, become a human rights consultant. So as a coach or as a consultant, really myself, what I do, I empower entrepreneurs to shatter the glass ceilings of self-doubt and limitation, propelling them into a realm of unstoppable success. So it's possible that you can become a coach or a consultant. And then point number 6, in the interest of time, you can start making YouTube videos or do those lives. And thanks to the internet, because now turning passion into profit is a lot easier now than it was like 30 years ago. So if you can, please go on YouTube, create that YouTube channel and start posting your videos. Go on Facebook, go on Instagram, all those social media platforms, and go live. Share your message. You may never know whosoever is going to come across your message. That person might be impacted by your message. So go out there and create that channel where people can just come and soak in your own knowledge, your experiences, and your wisdom. And then point number 7, which is one of my favorite points, is network. And yes, network, believe it or not, but networking can be a great way to profit from your interests. Go out there in your community and check what's happening around your community events, attend those events, and you may never know, you might find your next client from that event, or you might find a business partner from that event. So go out there and start networking. And the last point is point number 8, where you can host an event, host a webinar, host a virtual event. You could also consider hosting an event around whichever topic that you are really interested in. So kings and queens, if you're interested to learn more about how to get started as a public speaker, as an author, a coach, or a consultant, or maybe a podcast host, you can visit my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com. And by the way, I offer training in everything that I've mentioned today. So go out there and book that free consultation call with me, because as flight attendants always say, that put on your oxygen mask first before you assist the person who's sitting next to you. Because if you don't, trust me, when that flight goes down, you will definitely go down, because you forgot to put the oxygen mask first to yourself before you rush to help your neighbor, your children, your spouse. Put on that oxygen mask first, because really the reality is your journey to become a better person, it doesn't start with your children. It doesn't start with your clients, but your journey to become a better person, it starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. So don't ever give up on your heart's desires. Just recall this, just in case you can't find that way, that you can always have the drive within you to become what you really want in life. I am a firm believer of affirmations. So we're going to affirm this together. We're going to affirm this together as if we are taking an oath. So I'm going to ask you if you can please place your left hand on your chest, and you're going to raise your right hand. And then we're going to affirm this together, that I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. Can you say it one more time, as if you have faith in your own powerful voice? And guess what? It will echo throughout the whole universe. Say, I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. You know what? Just give yourself a round of applause, because yes, you can have the drive within you to become what you really want to be, to get where you want to be in the next 6 months. That drive is just inside of you. That drive is within you. It's not from the outside of you. It's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful name, Nompumelelo. Really, Nompumelelo, in my own language, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success. So if I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve? Maybe let me say in the next 6 months. I know myself, I am one of those. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So as a coach or as a mentor, like many of us here, my goal is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired actions to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. I so wish that you can just tell yourself that, you know what, I've had enough. All these amazing speakers have shared more nuggets on how you can actually rise to greater heights. They've shared all the nuggets, starting from trusting God and to building that support system, like Anna mentioned, that you can build that support system around it, the power of having that support system and be able to release whatsoever is holding you back by jumping off that plane. You can jump off that plane. And then Renee on the other side, she shared everything on the secrets to maintain a work-life balance. I so wish that you can just tell yourself that, you know what, it's now or never that I follow my passion. I rise to greater heights. I turn that passion into profit. But in order for you to go out there and be the change and make a difference, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like a hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you had a giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. Yes, it's lunch. And it's so funny though, because even with elephants, what they do when they see a lion is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to be able to rise to greater heights, because I believe that we all rise together and we rise by lifting each other up. We don't rise by tearing anyone down or maybe stepping over another person to get to the top, but we rise by lifting each other up. You know, it's so funny. When I was in the 8th grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition, after writing a composition that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird. So that idiomatic expression, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird. Really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it also resonates with me. And it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I want to encourage you, if you're watching and listening under my voice today, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes. Since the phoenix has to die, burn, experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. Please write this down. Write this down in conclusion. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. And I know you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. And if I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your own future. But here is one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that God has a better plan for every one of us. And your objective is what you were designed for and the reason why you are living today. With God, I believe that we are all destined for greatness as long as we follow his strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this moment, at this hour, what dreams, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe continued saying that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the goals, all the visions, all the skills, all the talents, and all the ideas have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to all these amazing messages, it stirred something within me. And that was when I decided to follow my dreams, which gave me a purpose to see my goals through and understand that I do have everything I need to reach my full potential. So this year, I'm also determined to rise to greater heights with as many motivated individuals who are maybe ready to start, grow, and scale their businesses within 90 days. Perhaps you're that individual who started writing that book and then you were like, you know what, I'll finish it tomorrow. tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And that tomorrow never came. So I'm here to encourage you that, yes, you can write and publish that #1 bestseller book. And that book it's going to continue selling. So if you're that individual, really, I offer a free, no obligation, 30-minute friendly Zoom consultation call, which will kind of allow me to find out more about the issues that you're experiencing and also to see if you're a perfect fit for any of my programs. So if you're interested in becoming that public speaker, author, coach, or maybe that entrepreneur who just want to multiply your income, just doing what you truly love, what you're passionate about, and making a real impact out there, I just want to empower you to become a highly effective and an inspiring leader with a personalized, measurable, but a scalable program. So go on my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com and book that free call with me, because my ultimate goal is that you feel extremely confident about your purpose. So we will take it one step at a time, and you are definitely going to transform. So if you give me your why, I will show you the how. How cool is that? So this consultation, it offers accountability, education, growth, as well as success. Go on my website, Kings and Queens, and book that call with me, because you know what? Growing up, I didn't have much in life because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. And I thank God that I missed that flight, because I'm still here. I'm still sharing my message. I'm still impacting as many lives as much as I can, because I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you, love you, love you, love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel Ngonene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. So at this moment, please feel free to share with the audience how they can reach out to you, how they can work with you. If you happen to have any freebie that you want to offer to them, please share with the audience. And also remember to share your final thoughts on how we can actually rise to greater heights. So Nichika, the stage is yours, Queen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the easiest way to connect with me, if you are watching from Facebook, if you have a Facebook account, I do have a free Facebook group, and the name of that group is called Minding My Business. Minding My Business. Definitely click to join. There's going to be a few questions, so I get a little summary about who you are, answer those questions, and become a part of the group and the network, the collaboration that is going on in that group. I do want to remind you that you have purpose. God has given you that. He put you on this earth with that in mind, a great purpose. You need to know who you are and whose you are, so that you can walk out that vision that is bigger than even where you are right now. You can dominate your everyday, define success for you, so that you can continue to increase your peace, increase your productivity, and increase your profit. It is not impossible. You are not defeated. There is more waiting for you, but it is waiting on you. So there's more waiting for you, but it is waiting on you. Thank you so much, Dr. Rial. Thank you so much for having me today. And for all of those that are watching and who will watch the replay, thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Kings and Queens, go out there and reach out to Miss Nichika, because you need someone who's going to keep the constant reminder that you have to believe in who you are, not who you are. Then you will definitely realize who you are once you believe on whose you are, because success is out there waiting on you, right? It's waiting on you. So go out there and reach out to Miss Nichika, and yes, you're not going to regret that moment. Thank you so much. You can go ahead and share with the audience, Anna, please.
Hi, it's been such a pleasure to listen to everybody, and especially it's like this group of amazing women just doing remarkable, empowering work with the women out there. I'm just so thrilled to be here. You can get in touch with me. Gosh, the easiest thing is either Instagram, Facebook. Ana_del_Castillo. I have large followings in all the different social medias. That's the best way to get in touch with me. You can also subscribe on my website, which is myrightness.com. I will send you, there's a couple of things that I can send you that are free. There's a training that I have about the 5 levels of commitment and why you are suffering, because you might be in different stages of your commitment level when you think you're here, but you're actually there. It's a really great tool. And I also have a audio for confronting and dealing with anxiety and fear and how to overcome that. So please subscribe. I want to leave people with the idea that just because there's a whole bunch of stuff that went wrong in your life, that doesn't mean that you're wrong. You have inherent goodness and rightness inside of you. It does not mean that you are anything that happened to you. What I've discovered and what most people discover, especially as you move through things, is that your mess is really your message. You really are like the person, exactly what your curriculum happened to you is the thing that you're supposed to be teaching, is the thing that you're supposed to loving people through. There is a path and a purpose and a rightness for you. And so just keep moving. Don't stop and jump from the plane.
Whew. Just keep moving, jump off that plane. Because Ana was able to jump off that plane. So go out there, kings and queens, and reach out to Ana, myrightness.com. Subscribe to her website. She has a lot to deliver to you. So go out there and reach out to Ana. Thank you so much, Ana. You can go ahead, Renee, and please share with the audience.
Hi, everyone. It was just a pleasure being here today. And I am hoping, to those of you who are watching, there was just one thing or something that you heard that turned on that light bulb. And that light bulb really is that you're not alone. We all work together. We all have mentors. We all are needing that extra hands to say, you're not alone. And the way you could reach out to me are a few different ways. I did put it in the chat. My website, as you can see, my website is right here, reneedivincenzo.com. On my website, I do have a free gift for you. And it is the Setting the Stages of Time Management Guide. And you can download that guide and it will help you with different steps. And if you are looking to really finalize what it is that you want, please schedule a Refining Your Path Success session with me. And again, that link is in the chat. Look at my calendar. It is a 30-minute call, and we could just really get into that nitty-gritty of what do you want and why are you doing what you do, and are you on the right path? So I look forward to speaking with you. And again, thank you so much.
Wow, kings and queens, go out there and reach out to Renee, because you'll have to kind of be aligned with your path. You'll have to know exactly where you are heading. And Renee, really, she is that one. She is that woman who empowers other women to, I'm looking at your background, to live with freedom. So go out there and reach out to Renee. Thank you so much, Renee. Thank you so much to our audience. Really, I can see our audience. Oh my goodness. At least Nishika, okay. To all our amazing speakers, please feel free to share your links on our live. I've tried to take all of you. I can see Sheila Matsebula, she's saying, thank you so much, ladies. And Yeni, she's giving us all the love, all our amazing audience. They've really been inspired. So to our amazing speakers, really, we don't take your presence here at Rise to Greater Heights Network for granted. I know we're all busy women out there, but for you to spare the 90 minutes to be with us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, we are so honored. We are so humbled. We just want to say we appreciate you. We thank you, amazing speakers. And to our audience online, thank you so much for joining us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can always turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope from all these amazing messages, from all these amazing speakers, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. See ya. Bonga.
Let them laugh, let them weep, let them yell, let them sing. All they wanna say. Let them lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let them laugh, let them weep, let them yell, let them sing. All they wanna say. Let them lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as
Yeah. That was wonderful.